Now, as far as SO is concerned, there are 5 chapters. Among that, we have already completed with 2 chapters. Now, we will start with chapter number 3. Now, we will brief about what was there in chapter 1 and 2 orally. So, in 1, chapter number 1, we have talked about what are the misperception and what is exactly the service oriented architecture is, what are the pitfalls, and what is the future of service oriented architecture. Then in chapter number 2, we have talked about different types of concepts being used in service oriented architecture, and we have gone into detail about message passing, atomic transition, choreography, and then we have talked about what we call as a coordinator, that is atomic transition and business activity. And we have also talked about the 7 principles. So the most important part is that whenever we are building any service oriented architecture, we have to build on the basis of the principles. So in chapter number 2, we have wind up with the concept called as a principles of service oriented architecture, and based on that principle, the chapter number 3 is been designed, that is what all principles are there required while when we go for building any service oriented architecture. Now there are some question I am expecting that you should prepare a solution, theoretical solutions, that is for 10 marks you prepare a solution for message exchange pattern in service oriented architecture. I am expecting a short note of 5 marks for service activity, for coordination, for atomic transition, for choreography and orchestration, and for metadata also, and for 5 marks short note on notification and eventing also. And basically when we talk about a 10 marks question, the principles of service oriented architecture and anatomy of service oriented architecture. So these are the basic. When you cover all this, when you create a notes for this, you will find that it is very simple to know the different concepts which were involved in chapter number 2. But basically what you have to keep in mind, that are the principles, because this thing is being converted into elaborative part whenever we are going for building any service oriented architecture. Now focusing on this chapter, what we will be learning in this chapter number 3. One second. Hello. 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 Yes. Call it. आहे ना का बघावं लागेल. तुम्ही विचारतो आणि तुम्हाला फोन करते का अर्ध्या पाऊन फोन करतो. Now when we talk about this chapter number 3, am I audible? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In this chapter, we'll be focusing on the delivery life cycle phases. Now, previously in the chapter number 2, we have talked about the principles. Now, there are difference between the principle and the life cycle phases. So, we'll go into detail about the SOA delivery life cycle phases. So, 11 phases are there. We have to 6 phases are there. We have to go into detail about the phases, and then after that, we'll be going for service-oriented analysis. That is introduction to the analysis part, that is a phase number 1 of this life cycle of your SOA. And we will be talking about the benefits of business critics, and then we'll talking about deriving business services, that is service modeling guidelines which are required, and classifying service model logics also. So in this, as far as my knowledge is concerned, I have created a question bank, and that basically question been asked in university paper also. So we need to know the information, that is life cycle phases of SOA, and then we have to go into detail about the service oriented analysis. This is the first phase of service orientation, and we need to know the short notes, that is benefits of business critics whenever we are dealing with any critical business applications. So what things we have to keep in mind, and then we'll be going for service modeling in detail also. So how it is being modeled and what all phases are there been going into detail, and we'll need to go into detail about contrasting and distinct service modeling approaches. So what all approaches are being used by the industry, and this how it has been used for the purpose of building any service oriented architecture. Now focusing on the first and major important part of this chapter, that is the SOA delivery life cycle phases. So as far as this phases of service oriented delivery life cycle is concerned, there are majorly only 6 phases, and we need to know these phases in more detail only, then only it is possible to elaborate on each and every phases of this delivery life cycle. Now say when we start with the phase number 1, now phase number 1 is we call it as service oriented analysis. Now we'll go into detail about this analysis phase. Now what you have to do is there in this phase is that you have to analyze for what purpose and for what all things will be needed for creating or for building any service oriented architecture. So the thing phase 1 is that elaborative study, descriptive information about the application that you will be creating in the form of service oriented analysis architecture. You have to go for the analysis, and this task is been done by the senior most people of the industry, where the analysis part will be communicated with different types of internal integrated approaches, and that we'll talk in the when we go for detailing about this one. So we have to keep in mind first phase is nothing but your analysis. Now it is just like a SDLC, that is planning, analysis, design, then a development, and then testing, and then a development. You just have to keep same scenario in your mind. So just we have changed it, that is service oriented analysis followed by service oriented design, and then after designing those analytical parts in O specific, whether it is a designing of GUI, whether it is a designing of database, whether it is designing of the flow of your data, whether it is a designing of a application, what we call as a module wise designing. So every type of designing is been maintained over here, and after the phase of analysis and design is being completed, then actual development starts here. Now here you are creating different types of services considering the analysis, and you are being formulated creating and developing those service oriented architecture based on a design been approved by your senior most peoples. Now after development, you need to go for the most important critical part of your application, that is you have to go for service testing. Here the services that you have created are individually be tested, integrated, and then after it has been tested, there are different types of testing will be carried out in this phase, and it is just similar like when person is going for development, parallelly testing is again a very critical and crucial part of your service oriented architecture. So here in the second phase number 3, it is just mere definition, what we call as a development, and in step number 4 you will be going for only those testing of your services. So here there is service oriented analysis and service oriented design, but here actually you are developing only service, it is not service oriented, it is service development, and on the same base the service testing has been done, and after that the service deployment has been carried out. The deployment team will be implementing all those services which are developed, and after that it has been approved by the testing, that is QA team, and then it will be formulated for the deployment, and after that deployment the maintenance part, that is the administration of all the services, is been done by the administrator. Here there is no maintenance, here it is an administration where you will be administrating each and every concept, what has been added, what has been developed, and what has been tested by the different teams in this application. So here we'll just formulate it. It is nothing but a service oriented analysis, design, service development, service testing, and service deployment, and finally it is nothing but your administration. So these are the basics, what we call as the life cycle phases of service oriented analysis. Now we'll go into detail about what is happening into analysis. We have already talked of whenever it is in the initial phases, what the team have to do is that they have to individually map the layers of mapping. They have to map what actually the designing part is doing, analysis is doing. They are the service layers are mapped out. Now what all layers will be added into this application, this will be formulated, and individual services are being modeled as a service candidate. Here each service will be treated as an candidate. So each service will be treated as a candidate, and it will be analyzed, and primary SOA, that is primary comparison, comprise of a preliminary SOA, that is service oriented architecture, theoretically on paper will be created by this team on this phase, that is called as a service oriented analysis. Now as we know that we will be identifying, will be mapping all the layers in a service oriented, then actually based on that candidate you will be creating, you will be building some different types of designs. So here you will be using some standard phases of industry of creating and converting your analysis into a special type of what we call as a design. But whenever you are moving towards the phase called as a designing, one thing you have to keep in mind, you will be designing the service candidate based on the principles of service oriented architecture. Now you cannot miss any of the phases, any of the principles that we have discussed in chapter number 2, that is whether it is statelessness, whether it is reusability, whether it is atomicity. So everything what we have discussed in the previous chapter, that we have to do, that we have to implement all the principles to individual candidate service, and we have to check whether the principle, your service that you have created, is based on the principles that has been designed for the purpose of designing. So you have to implement, use those principles for each and every candidate services. And then after that, in this phase, therefore confirmed service design will be a key decision that establish a hard logic boundaries encapsulated by services. So you have to set boundaries of the services, you have to set the hard logic that will be residing into that. And the service layer design during the stage can include the orchestration layer also. So you have to use the orchestration layers over here. You have to think about the coordination, you have to think about the what we call as choreography and all those things. So that will be formulated, and finally this application will be the result of formal business process definition. So it will be nothing but a design document that will be made available to the development team, and in this development team, the development team will be formulating the constructed phases, it will be creating those phases, and it will be implementing all the services that has been designed in the phase number 2, and ensure that it has been following the definition of called as principles of service oriented, and it has been implemented in through the form of programming language. So here different types of programming language will be used by the development team under a specific environment, and this environment will be containing some physical form of services or some orchestration business processes also. So you will be writing some services, or you will be using some services already been written by somebody else, that is nothing but the integration of different services will be carried out here in the phase number 3, that is development phase. And after that development phase, actually the testing will be done on base of this. Here the testing thing, people will be not talking about the testing the service, but it will be talking about the different principles of service oriented architecture, whether it is been implemented there or not. It will be analyzing the different what we call as services pre and post activities being carried out. It will be talking about the web services identification. It will be testing the different communication services, the semantics and the versions that are being used over there. It will be talk about the policies that has been implemented while the phase of development is being carried out. It will be thinking, it will be checking, it will be verifying the SOAP headers, whether they are following or maintaining the information of your service. It will be going for discovery of different services. It will be going for the composite definitions of your services. So overall, the phase will be carrying out the testing of each and every component of your service oriented architecture that has been designed and that has been developed by the development team and the analysis team. After development of this and after the testing of this services, now it will be put it in the form of a deployment. Now this service will be deployed on different platforms, and here the very legacy, if you are integrating your service with a legacy, that is a old any application, that then at this phase it becomes very crucial that you need to deploy the whole scenario into your application. Now here you will be creating a middleware effect. Here you will be using different versions for implementing those things in your application. And here finally what will be the output of this is that the application will be implementing all the services that you have created, and after that the services which you have created will be continuously being monitored, and will be going for the upgradation and enhancement of whatever difficulties or whatever bugs or whatever problems comes into this, and that will be implemented over there. After this, the last phase, that is administration.
ब्राह्मणची पोरं कोण हायर पोस्ट वर आहे म्हणून
किती जण आहेत
Yes.
प्रत्येक व्यक्ती जन्माचा एअरपोर्ट मध्येच असतो
Harini,
काय माहिती
लोअर पोस्ट मध्ये लय लोक कमी
Harini,
येस
yes. Now here the administration phase. Administration phase will be monitoring what all things have been carried out, and here the only maintenance part, your tracking of and what is called as bottlenecking, whether it will be detecting are the services getting collapsed or not. So here the maintenance team will be administrating each and every concept of this what we call as phases, and it will be continuously put under the phase of monitoring by this team called as a service administration. So this is the last stage, and you will find there is only change in the versions of the service oriented. As the services are being created, it will be reused, reused, and it will be implemented for the purpose of removing your business issues. So this was the basically what we call as 6 phases of service oriented architecture, and then we'll be entering into the first phase of your service oriented architecture. That is, when we talk about service oriented, that is analysis, design, development, testing, and deployment and administration. Now the first phase, that is service oriented analysis. Now we'll talk about this introduction to service oriented analysis. Now this is analysis is nothing but the first phase of your service oriented life cycle. So this life cycle will be containing the phase 1, and that phase 1 is been divided into 3 major subparts. Now first one will be defining the business requirements. Now analysis means what? Not doing analysis, it is nothing but a 3-step operations that will be carried out in this analysis. Now step number 1, it will be defining the business requirement. What all requirements are there in of implementing a service oriented architecture, that will be defined in the step number 1. Now step number 2, here it will be identifying the automation system. Now what all things need to be automated based on the requirements being put up by the business team, that will be automated. And step number 3, the model of candidate services, that means individual services is being considered as a candidate service. So each service will be identified and its modeling will be carried out in the phase called as analysis. So whenever we talk about this service oriented analysis, what services need to be built, the question number 1, you have to give an answer for that. Step number 2, that is what logic should be encapsulated for each service. So these are the basic 2 questions being put in front of this team, and this team will be formulating some goals who perform under the analysis. Now goal is that it define a preliminary step 2 of service oriented candidate, that what all preliminary steps are required for this service operation candidate. Then group service operations candidate into logical context, so grouping of the service candidate will be carried out here. Then define a preliminary service boundaries, what exactly the service will be doing, the boundaries will be set over here in an analysis phase. Then identify encapsulation logic, what all logics will be there, whether it will be reused for the potential purpose, it will be identified in the analysis phase. Ensure that the context of encapsulated logic is appropriate for its intended use. Here the analysis will be done on whether the logic that you have written encapsulated into your service, it has been intended to use in the future scenario or not. And finally it will define and know preliminary composite model. So model will be the output of this one. Now as we have seen in this different life cycle, these are 6 phases, and we'll be elaborating this analysis. So first one will be the requirement, defining the requirement. Second one, automation, where it is required, it will be identified. And third one, a candidate model of service will be created here in the step number 1. Now this is what is expected for 10 marks question. Now I am expecting whenever this type of question is been asked, you are expected to go through the life cycle, and you have to elaborate these 3 phases, that is 3 steps of service oriented analysis, and this how your 5 or to 10 marks question will be asked based on service oriented analysis. So whenever this question comes, you have to be prepared with the phases, and you have to know the 3 different steps which are there involved in the phase number 1. So that is what is expected in the content of this chapter. So are you clear with this, or do you need some more elaboration on the phases and the first phase, that is service oriented analysis? Yes, anyone? Ashwini, Harini or Abhijit, any question?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Now second most important thing, that is a benefit of business critics in service oriented architecture. Now benefits of business critics. Now whenever anything is put in front of service oriented architecture team, now the most important thing comes into analysis phase, that is a business critics. Now business critics means what? The things that you need to implement in the upcoming applications. So is there is a need, is there any benefit of having that business critics in service or orientation? That will be talked into detail. So in business services, on the other hand, often needs some justification. Many still registered are even unaware about the benefits of introducing service oriented principle into the domain of business analysis. It is easy to ignore service oriented business modeling and simply focus on service orientation as it applies to the technology and technology architecture, technical architecture. The common rationale of this approach is that whatever business process need to be automated can be divided into physical web service as required. So whatever question comes in the mind of the business analytical team, this will be going into the technique called as business modeling, and the modeling will be identifying the critical sections of your model, and that critical section model, how it will be converted, how it will be automated by dividing into different types of web services will be thinked in more detail in this business critic what we call as phase. And in this business critic phase, it is more beneficial because there are a lot many things that can be talked orally, but for converting it into a specific technical architecture or converted in using new technology, it is very difficult. So here the team will be identifying whether the critical problem might be resolved by using some technical architecture or by using some technologies it has been formulated. So for us, it is most important for the team that you have to be very much aware about the business critics. If it is you are identifying the business critics at the initial stage, then only it will be very much benefit for a service oriented architecture. So this is the one of the most crucial part of analysis, that you have to be more familiar and you should encash the benefits of business critics. So whenever we talk about the business critic, it is always one type of process that is being working out, that is nothing but agility. The word agility, that is a business service building agility into business model. The word agility is nowadays been formulated by the people converted into agile process. Now agile process is same like your SDLC, but the difference here is that your SDLC is only a one way. It cannot be reused, or the phases cannot be recaptured again and again. So the iteration is not possible. So the phase, that is planning, analysis, design and coding and testing, all those phases of SDLC going into development, whenever it has been put it under development, it is going mere conversion, what we call as a recycling again and again, the same product, filtering the product again and again, is nothing but called as an agility. And the process is called as an agile process. So agility is one thing, that is building a product again and again, testing the product again and again, implementing the product again and again till the customer has been satisfied and till the product has been optimized. So optimizing the product to the extreme level by implementing different new technologies, implementing different what we call as applications, testing those applications and implementing all those, and checking the level of your customer satisfaction. That is called as an agility, and that has been implemented in agile process. So here the point when we talk about the business critics, the business service build agility, so we have to go for agility of your business services. That means you are creating a service, this is a business layer and this is an application layer. Business layer and application need to be integrated with one another. The business means the demand being generated by the higher authority, by the customer, and the application that has been developed by the development team. Now here whenever you are implementing this your business logic, you have to keep in mind the things called as a business logic, and integrating these two things, you need to have some services integrating those business logic and an application logic. Now how this small services will be helping out? Now these services that are being written on the application service, on the application part, is called as the application service layer, whereas the services which will be residing on the business layer, that is on business logic, it is called as a business service layer. Now there should be an integration of your application logic with your business service layer, and there should be an integration of your business logic with your application service. So it should not be like this, that your service is interacting with the service. It should be your logics that should be interacting with the corresponding services. So application logic will be integrating at some situation with the business layers, that is business service layer. Same way, business logic will be interacting with the application service layer. So that type of interaction is nothing but what we call as an agility. So we will be building the agility into your business model by implementing the interaction, the communication of your application logic with the business service layer, and interaction of a business logic with the application service layer. Now these services are nothing but a small set of code that is being designed on the base of the principle, and that will be following the phases of service oriented architecture, the designing phase. And this candidate service, this individual service is called as a candidate service, will be interacting individually and as a group to one another, and that problems that is been faced by the business logic will be overcome by your application. And this how it is most important as far as business critic is concerned. Now whenever you are moving into this integration of these two different layers with one another, one more thing you have to keep in mind, that is a business service prepare a process for orchestration. Now orchestration, we have seen orchestration is nothing but combining two different services, integrating two services together, whether it is from one platform or from other platform, or whether it is from the same group or whether it is from another group, whether it is from same application or whether it is from another application. So integrating with one another is more crucial part. And here in a business critics analysis, what you have to do is that you have to prepare a process for orchestration. Orchestration is nothing but integrating two different services or multiple services together and solving the problems that is being generated by the business application by through your application logic. So that thing you have to keep in mind, that you have to implement in anyhow the orchestration into this. Now third most important thing, whenever you are going for business critics, the thing is that you have to keep in mind, you have to go for business service enable reuse. So you have to reuse again and again those services. Whenever you are going for the new development of services, you have to keep in mind how the previous services can be used to resolve those problems. So reusing of the previous service is another most important thing in a service oriented architecture. Don't do programming starting from the scrap. You have to think about the previous programs that you have written and you have to use it. So by modeling business logic on a distinct services with explicit boundaries, business process layer reuse can be achieved. So you have to set your boundaries for your services, and that boundaries will be helping you to generate and to identify how whether it is a need for creating those services or not. By taking the time of properly aligned business model with business service representation, the resulting business service layers end up with freezing the entire application service layer. So here what we have to do is that you have to do create a potential services that will be allowing the application to get initiated, and that will be helping the business layer to resolve its problem. Here the most important and crucial part is that you have to set up boundaries, and you have to check whether the boundaries are forfeited or not. The integration of different services and the execution of the services based on the business and application services that need to be identified, and you have to see that whether the services are being reused again and again. If it is not reused, then there is no need. Will be an hectic process that you will be using the same, you will be creating the same logic, you will be implementing the same logic, and unnecessary the burden on your application will be there. So you have to remove that burden on your services. And the fourth one is only business services can realize the service oriented enterprise. So you have to create a business services, and that will be identifying your service oriented enterprises. So enterprises is nothing but co-op integrating different services and using your business knowledges and orienting in a very systematic manner to step out from the problem of your application. So here you will be realizing the business services, and if you realize the business services, then only you can create a very wonderful service oriented enterprises. Now we'll stop with this one. Now in today's session we have completed with three major things of your chapter, that is service oriented architecture life cycle phases. We have gone into the 6 phases of your life cycle. Then we have talked about service oriented analysis, that is 3 steps that are being required. This is the first phase of your life cycle, that is service oriented analysis, and we have talked about the 3 different steps being involved over there. And after that we have gone into the introduction of service oriented analysis, and we have talked about the benefits of business critics, because business critics, if you know the benefits of business critics in service oriented architecture, then only it is possible to create or to generate explicit, what we call as candidate service for your service oriented architecture. So are you clear with this? We have completed with 3 different concepts in this chapter. Yes, Abhijit?
One question, sir.
Yes.
Why using the agile process in a life cycle?
Why what?
Why using agile process in life cycle
Okay, agile
phases?
process. Now see, in previous days we used to use waterfall model. नाउ जैसे जैसे इरा चेंज होते गया, वाटरफॉल मॉडल, फिर स्पायरल मॉडल आया, फिर विन विन स्पायरल मॉडल आया, फिर व्हाट वी कॉल जस्ट इन टाइम मॉडल आया. ऐसे बहुत सारे मॉडल्स मार्केट में आएंगे. ना मॉडल इज मतलब क्या, कुछ तो भी फॉर्मेट है होता है आपका काम खत्म करने के लिए. ना इंडस्ट्री मॉडल क्यों यूज़ करते हैं, क्योंकि आपको पता होना चाहिए कि आपको आपके पास कोई प्रॉब्लम आया तो उसका सोल्यूशन आप बना रहे. तो वो जब भी आप बना रहे तो आपको कोई तो भी स्टैंडर्ड प्रोसेस पता होना चाहिए. जैसे आपको कोई कार बनानी है तो आपको पता है कि मुझे सबसे पहले कहाँ से चालू करना है. उसी तरीके से अगर आपको कोई सॉफ्टवेयर बनाना है तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि कहाँ से आपको चालू करना है. तो मॉडल क्या होता है कि वो आपको स्टेप बताता है, वो एक पाथ बताता है कि किस तरीके से चलने के बाद आपका प्रॉब्लम का सोल्यूशन आपको मिलेगा. तो उन्होंने बोला कि पहले प्लानिंग करो, फिर एनालिसिस करो, फिर डिज़ाइन करो, फिर कोडिंग करो, फिर टेस्टिंग करो और फिर इम्प्लीमेंट करो. तो आपका ये अगर फेजेस खत्म हो गए तो आपका प्रोडक्ट मार्केट में लॉन्च हो सकता है या फिर उसको कस्टमर एक्सेप्ट कर सकता है. ना ये था पुराना ज़माना. नहीं, नए ज़माने में कस्टमर अभी बहुत होशियार हो चुके. ना प्लानिंग एनालिसिस डिज़ाइनिंग करने के बाद फाइनली आपने प्रोडक्ट दिया, पर अभी कस्टमर सेटिस्फाइड नहीं हो रहा. कस्टमर को क्या चाहिए, सर्विस चाहिए. कस्टमर को क्या चाहिए, आपका जो प्रोडक्ट है और अच्छा होना चाहिए, ऑप्टिमाइज होना चाहिए. आप जब भी कोई एप्लीकेशन यूज़ करते हैं आपके मोबाइल के अंदर, आप देखेंगे व्हाट्सअप आपने एक बार इंस्टॉल कर दिया, पर आपको 1 महीने बाद, 15 दिन बाद आपको वो अपडेट करने के लिए बोलता है ना. अपडेट करना मतलब क्या कर रहे हैं आप, उस प्रोडक्ट को आपको नया फिर से इंस्टॉल कर रहे हैं. आप फिर से कुछ 10 MB 20 MB 30 MB का अपडेट कर रहे हैं. आप कोई सॉफ्टवेयर बना रहे हैं, आप एंड्रॉयड यूज़ कर रहे हैं आपके मोबाइल में, आप देखेंगे आपको 1-2-3 महीने बाद आपको आपका मोबाइल बोलेगा कि आपको अपडेट करना ज़रूरी है, आप उसको अपग्रेड करो. अपग्रेड करो मतलब क्या, आप उसमें नए फीचर्स उसके अंदर डाल रहे हैं. ना ये पुराने एप्लीकेशन जो भी हम बना रहे थे उसमें अपग्रेडेशन का कोई मैकेनिज्म नहीं था. बट नाउ डेज क्या हो रहा है कि आपको पता हो रहा है कि नए नए टेक्नोलॉजीज मार्केट में आ रहे हैं, और आपको आपका जो प्रोडक्ट आप बना रहे हैं उसको मार्केट में सस्टेन रखने के लिए आपको उसके अंदर मेंटेनेंस करना ज़रूरी है, उसको अपग्रेड करना ज़रूरी है, नए नए फीचर्स को इनबिल्ड करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो वो एक मॉडल नया मार्केट में आया, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एज अजाइल मॉडल. नाउ अजाइल मॉडल ये आपके SDLC के मॉडल के जैसा ही है, दैट इज़ प्लानिंग एनालिसिस डिज़ाइन कोडिंग एंड टेस्टिंग ही है. बट ये क्या हो रहा है कि ये ख़त्म ही नहीं हो रहा. आपने प्रोडक्ट कस्टमर को दिया तभी भी आप फिर से प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं, फिर से एनालिसिस कर रहे हैं, फिर से कोडिंग कर रहे हैं, फिर से टेस्टिंग कर रहे हैं, नया रिलीज निकाल रहे हैं मार्केट में, वही प्रोडक्ट के नया वर्जन निकाल रहे हैं, उसको अपग्रेड कर रहे हैं, उसको एनहांस कर रहे हैं. तो उससे क्या हो रहा है कि आपका जो प्रोडक्ट है कस्टमर के हाथ में हमेशा रह रहा है. आप इंस्टाग्राम यूज़ कर रहे हैं, आप फेसबुक यूज़ कर रहे हैं, आप व्हाट्सअप यूज़ कर रहे हैं, ये जो एप्लीकेशंस आप फ्रिक्वेंटली यूज़ कर रहे हैं, आप गूगल पे यूज़ कर रहे हैं, आप फ़ोन पे यूज़ कर रहे हैं, आप पेपल यूज़ कर रहे हैं, जितने भी एप्लीकेशन आप यूज़ कर रहे थे, कुछ दिनों बाद आपको वो अपग्रेड करने के लिए पूछता है. इंटरनली वहाँ पर कुछ नई चीज़ें वो ऐड करते हैं, उनको लग रहा है कि ये बग्स आ रहे हैं, कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स हो रहा है. जब भी कस्टमर उसके साथ इंटीग्रेट होता है, यूज़ करता है, तो नए जैसे जैसे यूज़ करेंगे वैसे वैसे वो प्रॉब्लम्स सामने आएंगे, उसका उसके सोल्यूशन भी वो निकालना चालू करेंगे. तो जितना हाईएस्ट वर्जन, जितना अपग्रेडेड वर्जन, उतना वो एफिशिएंट होता है. तो अजाइल प्रोसेस ने वही दिया है. अजाइल प्रोसेस ने क्या है, अपग्रेडेशन और ऑप्टिमाइजेशन ऑफ योर प्रोडक्ट इज बिन फोकस्ड इन योर अजाइल प्रोसेस, और जिसको हम पुराने ज़माने में एजिलिटी बोलते हैं, एजिलिटी. सो सर्विस ओरिएंटेड आर्किटेक्चर मतलब कि आपने बना दिया और आप जाके सोने का, ऐसा नहीं, आपको उसको अपग्रेड करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. सो दैट इज़ व्हाट इज़ कॉल्ड एज agility, or that is what is called as a agile process now in industry. आया समझ में अभिजीत, what is agile?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay. Nowadays industry 99% agile process ही यूज़ करते हैं, बिकॉज अभी वाटरफॉल मॉडल नहीं रहा, स्पायरल मॉडल को यूज़ नहीं करता, व्हाट इज कॉल्ड प्रोटोटाइप मॉडल बहुत रेयर सिचुएशन में यूज़ किया था. तो जितने मॉडल्स हमने फर्स्ट ईयर में पढ़े थे, ये मॉडल अभी इंडस्ट्री ने आजाइल प्रोसेस की तरफ मूव किए ना। आजाइल एक बहुत बड़ी कंसेप्ट है। आजाइल में भी बहुत सारे सब पार्ट्स है। देर इज TDD। आप जब भी आजाइल प्रोसेस को गूगल के ऊपर सर्च करो, यू विल फाइंड देर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ एप्लीकेशन आजाइलिंग इज बीन यूज्ड। अगर आप वेब एप्लीकेशन यूज़ कर रहे हैं तो आजाइल प्रोसेस अलग है। अगर आप विंडोज़ एप्लीकेशन यूज़ कर रहे हैं आजाइल प्रोसेस अलग है। अगर आप मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन यूज़ कर रहे हैं आजाइल प्रोसेस अलग है। अगर आपका छोटा एप्लीकेशन है तो आजाइल प्रोसेस अलग है। अगर आपका बहुत ही कॉम्प्लिकेटेड और कॉम्प्लेक्स प्रोजेक्ट है तो आपका आजाइल प्रोसेस अलग है। सो डिपेंड अपॉन योर आउटपुट, डिपेंड अपॉन योर प्रोडक्ट, आजाइल प्रोसेस आर बीन डिवाइडेड, सब डिवाइडेड। तो हर एक कंपनी का इंटरनली आजाइल सिस्टम थोड़ा अलग है। तो आजाइलिंग इज मतलब क्या है? रीयूजिंग द सेम फेजेस, reconstructing the same phases again and again. That's it. So are you clear with this, Abhijit, Ashwini and Harini?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow and we'll continue the remaining part of this chapter, that is what is driving business services and how this modeling is been done, and we'll go into this different types of model, and basically at the end of this week we'll be completing this chapter number 3. It's a very theoretical part. You have to be prepared with your notes. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow.
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
We'll be meeting tomorrow. If you